When the lights go up and the whistle blows, she's the calm in the storm, the one who knows. Behind every game, every call, every play, there's a wife holding it down every day. Welcome to Whistles and Wives, the MVPs behind the whistle.
Welcome to Whistles and Wives. I'm your host, Sheika Espy, and today we are joined with Mrs. Savannah Smith. Thank you so much for joining us, Savannah.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
All right. So first, let's start off. Can you tell us where you're located, the school that you're associated with, who your husband is and his title, and then also how long the two of you have been married?
Yes. We live in Richmond, Texas, so just a little suburb outside of Houston. And my husband is the offensive coordinator at Fort Bend Austin High School in Sugar Land. And this December, we'll have been married for 9 years.
Awesome. Congratulations. So I start all my interviews off with an icebreaker. So icebreaker for you. If someone were to see you at a game, what's something they wouldn't know about you just by looking at you?
They would not know that I was also a coach for a long time. And I used to be athletic. Not anymore, but I used to be.
Okay. What did you coach? Tell us a little bit about that.
I coached soccer for 6 years, actually at the same school my husband is at right now. We were together for the last 3 years I was coaching.
And did you just decide not to coach anymore, or did kids happen? Because they always change.
Kids happened. Yes. And I just felt like I was putting so much effort into other people's kids and my kids weren't getting the same effort from me. And it just really wasn't that fair. So.
Okay. So I don't know much about high school football. And I know in Texas, high school football is huge. So can you give us like a quick, down and dirty, why football in Texas is so huge, what the different divisions within the high schools mean? Just give us a down and dirty 101.
Absolutely. So in Texas, the schools are divided into different classifications based on enrollment numbers. We're a 6A school, so that means our enrollment is above 2,300 or something like that. And then it goes down to 5A, 4A, 3A, 2A, 1A. I think 1A, it's 160 kids total. And then you go up to 6A and it's 2,300 kids or more. So that's kind of how you get your classifications in Texas.
Is it based on, so that's total enrollment for the school. So then all of the, athletic or all of the sports are going to be competing at that 6A level?
Yes. So because it's total enrollment. Now in our district, we have 12 different high schools, but their enrollment numbers vary. So I would say it was probably a good split. Half and half are 6A and the other half is 5A.
I just think back to when I was in high school, I think our graduating class, that was still a graduating class. It was only about, I don't know, maybe 200 or 300, I want to say, I think. Don't quote me.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah,
I think
go
we
to a
had
school.
900.
That is insane.
Mm-hmm.
That's insane.
Yeah, it was a very long graduation.
Okay. All right. So have you all coached at a smaller division other than 6A?
Yes. Before he came to 6A, we were at a 4A school, and that was interesting.
Can you tell us how, what that looks like, going from 4A to now 6A?
Sure. So the smaller schools and the smaller divisions are going to be, kind of out of the city. And I guess the bigger schools are a little bit more in the city. The time commitment alone is loads different. Here at a 6A school, he's gone 7 days a week, sometimes 8. They are all the time. He is gone. When he was at a smaller school, he had more responsibility, but he also had a better work-life balance. He was able to be home more, whereas here he has the OC title, so he's over all of the offense, but he's gone 7 days a week. He's literally every day he has to work.
And what hours is he, what time does he wake up and leave the house? And then what time is he coming back home?
Usually if he doesn't have morning meetings, he's out of the door by 6:30 in the morning. And then depending on their practice times and how long they're going, he's usually home by 7:30 at night. So it's all day long. And, on top of his OC responsibilities, he still has to teach, because in Texas, you can't just coach. You also have to be a teacher.
I didn't know. So I thought that because the programs are so big, the coaches could just focus on just coaching.
Yeah. No, I wish. He teaches health.
So that's like having 2 full-time jobs.
100%.
So then is he grading papers and doing all of that too?
Yes. So
No, Savannah, no way.
they did give him a conference period, which is standard. So I think he does a lot of that there. But I also know, like, he'll call me during his conference and be like, I just came up with the best play. I'm like, don't you have stuff to do?
No way. I didn't realize that. Okay.
So the only one that doesn't teach per se is the head coach. But he's the campus athletic director. So he's running and going and over all the athletics at the school.
Is that just for your school, or is that typical from school to school?
That's standard. Mm-hmm.
They have to be the athletic director too.
So we have district athletic director, the head one, and then we have a bunch of associate athletic directors, and then each head football coach is a campus athletic director as well. So there's a really long chain of command.
Wow. I had no clue.
It is like a junior college. It really is.
You're doing so much. Side note, I had came across a little graphic on social media, and it showed some of the high school head coaches' salaries and things. And this comedian that I follow, he was like, oh yeah, I think I'm gonna go back to, coaching. But I mean, it makes sense because you have a full-time job. If you're the athletic director, of course. I thought they were only focused on football.
No, so sometimes like he'll be admin on duty for volleyball games. So he'll have to stay late for a volleyball game, like after football practice, or he has to go to a baseball game, soccer game, whatever event is being at the school. So not only is he doing athletic director duties, but administrative duties as well.
Okay, I digress. I'm sorry. But this is very informational for me. So do you feel like the size of the program, you kind of alluded to this already, but do you feel like the size of the program has impacted the load that you carry at home?
Without a doubt, yes.
Because how many kids do you have?
I have 2 kids.
2 kids. So, and what are the ages?
7 and 5.
Okay, so I'm calculating in my head, like, do they go to school?
Yes, thank goodness.
So you have to do pickups and drop-offs and all their activities and cooking because your husband's hours.
So a typical day for us is, he leaves. I go to the gym early in the morning just so I can have my me time and set myself up for the day. So as I'm walking in the door, he's walking out. I'll get myself ready, breakfast for the kids, pack their lunches, get snacks, get them up, get them dressed, get them ready for the day, drop them off, work my full-time job, go get them. We have dinner 1 because my son plays football and has practice till 8:00. So it's like we feed him before, take him to practice, and then come home and we have dinner 2, and then we go to bed and do it all over the next day.
That's the first time dinner 1, dinner 2 makes sense. Yeah. So
Well,
you have to cook
feed
all
him something crazy before practice. And then he needs to eat something. And then by the time we get home, it's like, I'm starving. If you were to see my son, he would tell you he's famished. I'm so hungry, Mom. I'm so hungry. Like, child, you're going to eat me out of house and home.
Oh man, I hear about those boys and doing that. My husband always talks, him and his friends, obviously play football, but one of the moms, she would close the kitchen so they couldn't go in the kitchen after a certain time because they were gonna eat everything. So
that's actually genius. I think it's older. I probably need to do that.
Kitchen is closed. Do not go back in
We're
there.
done.
So when you think about football season, what's the first moment that comes to mind where you kind of felt alone or mostly alone?
I know this sounds wild, but I think the hardest part is preseason because they're planning new things and trying new ideas, and it's 2-a-days and it's meetings. And then he's also prepping for the school year at the same time and scrimmages. And once we get in like a routine of season, like I know we have games Friday nights, I know we have this, I know we have that. But it's the craziness of the preseason where everything's going on. And then I'm like, okay, so you tuck the kids into bed Sunday night and they're not going to see you till Thursday because you're leaving before they wake up and coming home after they go to bed. And so those are the hard weeks where it's like, where's Dad? And by that Thursday night when he's finally home, I'm like losing my mind, I love my kids so much, but give me a break.
How long does that period last? Like that whole prepping?
Usually about 3 weeks. 3 weeks
And then you kind
and
of get into the rhythm.
it'll be like 2 weeks of scrimmages. So 3 weeks of prep, 2 weeks of scrimmages, and then Labor Day weekend is when we start games. And that's when we can kind of finally get into, okay, let's just settle down for a minute, and then it's so hot here in Texas that they're having to adjust practice times on the fly. So like some nights this summer, like they couldn't even start practice until 6 o'clock because of the heat. Or they would say, hey, we're going to do practice in the morning, next week and try to see what works for the kids and what they can get them out. And I get it, but it's having to be prepared for whichever way it's going to go.
So then what does it look like when he's not in season? It's not preseason. It's not football season, say springtime. What does that look like for your husband and the family?
Slightly less chaotic. So usually non-coordinators have to coach a second sport in Texas. So last year, I'm not sure what happened. He had to coach softball in the spring. So we went straight from football to softball season. I think he had like 3 weeks off. So that last spring, it was, we traded our Friday football games for Tuesday night and Friday night softball games. So this year he is doing football only. So I will come back to you on that question and let you know how our spring goes. I'm really excited. And I know he is too. Our daughter golfs. So I know he's excited to take her to the golf course. And our son will play baseball in the spring. So he's like, I get to coach him in baseball this year. We're really looking forward to that. So fingers crossed, it's a lot less chaotic.
Fingers crossed. Yeah, I'll send you all the good vibes. Hopefully your springtime is a piece of cake. So how do you feel handling the tension and the pressure while being proud of his work and the effort that he's putting into the season, but feeling, as though you're kind of on your own during that time?
It's such a hard balance because I am so proud of him and everything he does. And, these boys, like he coaches the offensive line too. And my other 5 sons, I adore every single one of them. And my kids adore them. But when he's not here and I'm carrying the mental load of everything as well, I struggle. It's hard because while I am so proud of him and I love his kids and I want them to do well, I'm like, hi, you have us over here. Can I have some attention, please? I would get so frustrated because he'd come home and just want to talk more football. I'm like, pause, just stop. Can I tell you about my day? That, and then I start to feel guilty too, because I'm like, I love hearing about it. I'm so proud of him. Like he really, at everything he does, he's just great. And like I said, the kids, you just see it, it speaks volumes to me that if they need something, they will call him and he'll drop whatever he's doing to go help them. I think that relationship between coach and player is absolutely incredible. At the same time, it is. And I truly love it. But at the same time, I'm like, hey, we're over here. Hi. Hello. And then how do you bring that up without sounding, ungrateful or angry? Because it's not anger, but, it's like keeping track of all the kids' appointments and they have to be here and I don't want to sound ungrateful because he's so supportive of everything I do. But it's like the mental load of, what are you going to make for dinner tonight? I have no idea. Every night, what are you going to make for dinner? I don't know. We'll figure it out.
That is like the unspoken, but spoken, I think, amongst wives or just women in general. That question about dinner, I don't know. I don't want to think about it. I haven't had time to think about it. Yes.
Well, and I want my time to unwind too, just like he does. And that looks very different for us. He wants to talk things out. And I'm like, I just want to sit and scroll on my phone and wrap myself in a blanket and do nothing.
And veg out. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
That conversation kind of segues into my next question. How are you communicating those needs or the attention? Like, hey, can you step out of football for just a little bit? What works best for you in communicating that?
It's definitely gotten easier with time. If you would have asked me this 3 years ago, I would have said, at some point, I just lose my mind and start screaming. We're good for about one fight a season. But I've had to learn that he cannot read my mind, no matter how hard I try. And if I'm bothered by something, I need to speak up. But it's not good for me to just take it and take it and take it till I'm exploding, because it's not his fault. I have learned that I've got to speak up and communicate and say, this is driving me nuts. We got to do something about this. Can you change it up? And he's really receptive. I'm so lucky that, just this year, he started making the bed in the morning. And I'm like, that means the world to me. I'm such a neat freak. That used to be my chore, but now that he's doing it, I'm like, oh my gosh, thank you so much. And it seems like so little and so silly, but it's like one thing in the morning that he's taken off my plate.
It's one less thing that you have to worry about. Yes, I would 100% agree with you. I think the moment I started to say what it is exactly that I need or that I'm looking for, what I need help with, my husband is pretty receptive too. Like, okay, well, I'll take care of it. And it's like, then I get into the controlling. Well, did you take care of it? Did you do it like this? Did you do it like that? And so that's another part. That's another conversation. But it's still like, let me just say what it is that I need help with. And he wants to help.
Now I look back on, when the kids were younger, just going through it. And I'm like, why didn't I just say what I wanted? And now I'm like, well, this whole thing could have been avoided if I had just spoken up.
Sometimes it's just that easy. Yes.
It's like easier said than done, but no, easier done.
We live and we learn. We live and we learn. So what role have the other coaches' wives played a part into kind of helping with those long stretches or the season? Is there a sense of community within the high school?
So I would say there's 3 of us who have been on staff for 7 years at this point. The head coach's wife, the defensive coordinator, and myself. And we all have kids around the same age. So when we get to games, we let them loose. We just go play with your friends, and we sit, and it's like just my little best friends. And we've been doing this for years. And we always sit down like at the 50, right in the front row. So the kids know where to find us. Our husbands know where to find us. Honestly, I could not make it through a season without those 2. I mean, all of the wives are incredible, but those 2 especially. And our head coach's wife introduced me to AFCWA, which I had no idea existed a couple years ago. And then I found more community there. And honestly, I would not make it through a season without those 2.
Yes. That's one of the reasons why I started the podcast, just for that sense of community. Like I need to talk to someone who actually understands this, because it can be isolating.
It is so, and it's like, you don't realize it. I had no idea that other women felt this way, no clue. And so when she introduced me to AFCWA, and I knew we had like a Texas one, I was like, oh my gosh, I am not crazy. I am not just this like Looney Tune control freak. I'm like, oh my gosh, there's other women who are going through it too. Like, please be my friend.
Understand. Yes. I'm texting on the side. Just this past weekend, I had to text one of the wives because, before we started recording, I was speaking about just how the season was going. I'm like, look, what are you doing for your husband? Because when he calls me, I need to know like what I'm going to say. Like, there's nothing that I can really say or do, especially because we're living, he's in Arkansas, I'm here in California, but I'm like, what are you doing for your husband? So just to have that, it's like helpful.
Yes, 100%. She's just the greatest. All the kids get together and she'll tell, hey, can I pick Bo up? That's my son. Can I pick Bo up to come play? I'm like, yes. Can you take him for like a week? and that's just that kind of community. I mean, I'm so grateful.
So special. Okay. How has this solo time or this time where you are kind of holding everything down, how has that pushed you into your own personal growth and independence that you didn't expect?
I have really had to learn to pull myself up by the bootstraps and just get it done. Whatever needs to be done, I got to get it done. So if he doesn't take the trash out in the mornings, and I'm going to take it out. I get now that this is his time. He'll be here to help me if I, need him to call it out. But I very much have a just get it done mentality now. And whatever it is, get it done.
All right, Savannah, my last question for you, this quick fire question. So what is your current game day MVP? What are you taking to the game that just is like save the day you can't live without?
I have 2 things. One is my stadium seat back because I will never sit on bleachers again. Okay. I need back support. I'm getting too old. Yes. To sit on metal bleachers. Can't do it anymore. And my second one, which I just started this year, is I got a cowbell. I'm very Texas and very loud with my cowbell just to go in. And well, now Tyler's in the box. And so I'm like, do you see me with my cowbell? And he's like, I sure do.
I love it. I love it.
I can't live with that. I don't know how I went so long with that one.
Yeah, the one thing that I want to get, have you seen the cups that you can yell out of? What are they called? Darn it. I'm going to send you the link after this interview, but you can yell out of like the mug that you have. So,
that's awesome.
Yes. Right.
I love that.
Awesome.
Just another thing I need.
Right, to carry to the game. Okay. Well, thank you so much for stopping by, giving us insight into this high school and Texas football life. I appreciate your time.
Thank you so much for having me. This was awesome.
And that's a wrap on today's episode. Thank you for joining us. If this episode of Whistles and Wives spoke to you or you enjoyed it, please subscribe, write a review, like, comment, or share with a friend. We'll see you on the next episode. Bye.